Okay, good morning, everyone. We'd like to welcome you today to our webinar titled Introduction to OECM and Website Walkthrough. We do appreciate the time that you're taking today to join us. This webinar will be a great introduction to OECM and some of the agreements we offer, as well as how to start navigating our website, viewing and downloading the documents you need in order to start leveraging our agreements that are available to your organization. So we have a pretty packed agenda today to go through. We're really hoping that you will find this session useful. And we're also going to be doing a little bit of poll at the end to really get your feedback on how you found this webinar. So today's webinar will be hosted by myself. My name is Shelly Ann Henry, and I am the Senior Manager for Customer Relations at OECM. I am joined by my colleague, Jason Lee, who is a Customer Relationship Manager here at OECM. And I'm also joined by my colleague, Jessica Cole, who is the Category Manager in our Supplier Relationship Management team. So Jessica will be talking a little bit about our Supplier Recognition Program later in the presentation. So a few housekeeping items before we actually get started. So we expect this webinar to run for approximately an hour. So we have allocated an hour. The presentation itself should actually run for about 45 minutes. And all participants, you will notice that you have been placed on mute by OECM. We have allocated 20 minutes towards the end of the session where you're able to ask your questions. So at any point during the webinar, if you have a question, please do feel free to submit those questions using the question box on your screen, and we will address those towards the end of the session. And finally, we will be uploading a copy of this deck as well as a recording to our website. So if you missed any points and you'd like to go back and listen into the recording, or if you'd like to share it with other colleagues as well, you will definitely have the opportunity to do so. So in today's session, we will be covering the following areas. So we'll be looking at an overview of OECM, who our customers are, and why do our customers choose to leverage our agreements. We will also be discussing our business model and how all of our teams work together to provide you with exceptional products and services. Here, my colleague Jessica will be providing you with information on the Supplier Recognition Program, so under our business model. My colleague Jason will then move into how to get started leveraging our agreements, and he will walk you through a demonstration of our website. So we will be walking you through our website as well live. So let's move right into a quick background and history of OECM. So OECM is a trusted not-for-profit collaborative sourcing partner. In the past, OECM focused primarily on the education sector. However, over the last couple of years, we have a growing customer base in the broader public sector, as well as other not-for-profit organizations. Our motto is essentially about providing a comprehensive choice of quality products and services to you, our customers, that will allow you to generate value and savings for your respective organizations. OECM was established in 2006 with the goal of reducing or eliminating duplication. By 2015, we became financially sustainable, and I'll talk a little bit about how OECM is funded in the next slide. And we're very happy to share that we've successfully established ourselves as a collaborative sourcing partner, not just for the education sector, but for Ontario's public sector at large. Currently, we have over 1,200 customers that are utilizing one or more of our agreements. Just this past year alone, in 2022, we had a collaborative spend of $673 million. And we've expanded our marketplace. We continue to expand our marketplace to provide a wide variety of categories of products and services for you. So next, we'll show you a breakdown of our customer base. So here is a quick snapshot of our current customer base. Our customer base includes 100% of Ontario's education sector, which represents 72 school boards, 24 colleges, and 20 universities that are leveraging one or more of our contracts. We also have a rapidly growing customer base within the public sector, which includes over 300 municipalities and municipalities related services. We also have healthcare organizations that are leveraging OECM, OPS, so Ontario public sector entities, as well as other not-for-profit organizations that are leveraging OECM. So we continue to grow, and it is really a demonstration of the success of OECM and our business model. So you may ask, how is OECM funded, and how did OECM manage to become financially sustainable? As a not-for-profit organization, OECM is actually funded by a cost recovery fee, and this can range anywhere from 0 up to 3%. So this is remitted by suppliers based on your spend on their products and services under our agreements. We do want to emphasize that participation in OECM's marketplace is totally voluntary. It is non-exclusive, and it's also non-binding. There are no membership fees to leverage our agreements, and OECM does not require a quantity or spend commitment to participate. So whether you're buying 1 laptop or 1,000 laptops, there is no commitment on your end. And so given our success over the past few years, as a not-for-profit, OECM actually established what we call a sector success sharing reserve fund. So what is this? This is essentially a surplus funds that are generated through collaborative spend on our agreements that are not required for or operational expenditures. So what our board of directors has agreed to is that OECM is able to set aside and invest back into the sectors. So essentially, we started with the three core sectors, so the education sector. And in 2022, this initiative was also expanded to municipalities. So this is a way of giving back and is one of the benefits of utilizing OECM. And as I speak about the benefit of utilizing OECM, I'm sure you may ask why? Why choose OECM? What's in it for me? And here, the first thing we wanted to highlight is that OECM is driving value and savings for your organization. As we go out to market on behalf of all of our customer base, this means that your organization would not need to go out to market with individual RFX documents. And we do know that there's a lot of time and resources to actually administer a procurement process. So here, you're not just realizing hard savings, but you're also realizing soft savings by utilizing OECM. Secondly, and I know most important, especially for the procurement folks that have joined us today, is the compliance issue. All OECM agreements are executed in a manner that is compliant with the broader public sector procurement directives, as well as the CETA CFTA trade agreements and other trade agreements as well. Third, utilizing OECM's marketplace gives you the opportunity to share your own expertise, and this can be by way of getting involved as a project advisor, an evaluator, or just talking to our team. We work with all customers across Ontario and across multiple sectors. So we can share insights into what we're hearing from different sectors, what they're experiencing, and what we've learned through working with such a wide range of customers. Next benefit is our suppliers. You have access to hundreds of supplier partners that OECM works with, which makes it easier for you as a customer to tap into new markets that you may not have considered before. And finally, by doing all of the above, is focused on fostering innovation across all of our stakeholder groups. So between our customers, between our suppliers, we are committed to ensuring that we bring innovative products and services to you, our customers. Okay, so we wanted to highlight in the next slides just a few of the agreements at OECM, especially for 2022, that we notice have done significantly well by way of spend. So where are our customers spending on? Which agreements are doing the best in terms of the spend? So here we have our end user computing devices agreement. This agreement continues to hold the #1 spot. This is an agreement that offers laptops, desktops, tablets, servers, accessories, and peripherals. Anything you need with regards to your end user computing devices is available through this agreement. During the pandemic, with the importance placed on air quality and the return to the office and return to school, we have seen a significant increase in the utilization of our HVAC filters agreement. Our software licensing, office supplies, and fine copy paper, and also our custodial supplies agreement rounds out the top 5. So we just wanted to give you a sense of, what are other customers spending on, and how is this impacting how we see other customers utilizing our agreements. So we just wanted to highlight those top 10 agreements here. So next, we will discuss a bit of detail on how OECM's business model is set up. So OECM has 4 core teams. The first is our sourcing solutions team that handles the procurement process from planning all the way to award. Once the agreement has been awarded, our supplier relationship management team manages the agreements and the relationships with our suppliers, and our dedicated customer relations team is the first point of contact for all customer-related inquiries. In the past year, we've also established a business development team, which is focused on developing opportunities and fostering relationships, especially within the municipality and other public sector entities. So I'll talk a little bit about each of these core teams over the next couple of slides. So from the planning all the way up to the award, our strategic sourcing team ensures that all procurements are conducted in an open, fair, transparent, and competitive manner. And we do all of this to ensure that all agreements that are awarded by OECM are compliant with CETA CFTA, as well as the broader public sector procurement directive. Whenever our sourcing team initiates a sourcing project, we always strive to ensure that the specific requirements of a broad range of customers are captured in the resulting agreement. And therefore, prior to actually forming our RFXs, we solicit our customer base to provide feedback on the scope and deliverables. So this is our way of soliciting what you would like to see on these resulting agreements. Project advisors are crucial for the success of OECM's agreements. And so when you visit our website or you receive emails that OECM is seeking project advisors or evaluators, please let us know if you or your colleagues are interested in participating in these projects. So we also have the customer relationship management team, which Jason and myself are a part of. We have a dedicated contact at customer support at oecm.ca that we encourage all of our customers to submit their inquiries through. And these inquiries may be related to how to get started. You may want to onboard a new employee that just joined your procurement team or your IT or facilities team. Or if you need to escalate to OECM a supplier challenge that you may be dealing with, this is the team that you would come to. Our team is also responsible for outreach and engagements, and we participate in a number of events and conferences primarily across the education sector. We also have the business development team. So our business development team was formed recently with the aim to generate ideas, activities, and to help us to make our business better. So the business development team focuses on increasing customer spend, also growth in terms of business expansion. This team is also has an objective to increase OECM's brand awareness and trust by building strategic partnerships. And I know many of you attended the webinar that we held last week announcing our partnership with Shared Services West, SSW. That is a function of our business development team. They also play a direct role in leading the strategic decision making and planning process. So we're all working together. The product and services that you see available on our website is really a testament of all of our teams working collaboratively to ensure that you're receiving exceptional customer service. So having said that, I will now pass it over to my colleague Jessica, who will introduce the supplier relationship team and provide more details on OECM's supplier recognition program.
Okay, thank you, Shirley. So our SRM team works very closely with our supplier partners to build strong partnerships and bring value to our customers. So once the agreement is launched, SRM team manages all contractual activities as stipulated in the master agreement, and this includes product and price refresh, agreement extensions, or changes in agreement terms and conditions. For any contractual change submitted by the suppliers, we request suppliers to provide sufficient supporting documents. Then we validate the requested change and negotiate to bring the best value to our customers. In 2022, more than $1 million in savings were obtained through these SRM negotiations. An SRM team constantly monitors KPIs and works closely with our suppliers through ongoing conversations and business review meetings to improve their performance and customer experience. Okay, so in order to enhance and communicate the importance of their performance, savings, and exceptional service to our customers, OECM introduced the Supplier Recognition Program, which is also called SRP. We had our first pilot program in 2019, and the program was officially launched in 2021. So to do this all in an open, fair, transparent framework for all, suppliers are provided with the scoring methodology in the form of a guidebook and classified as either platinum, gold, or silver supplier partners based on the results over 1 year period. And part of OECM's mission, vision, and value is all about collaboration, and collaboration is the foundation of our business, enabling us to build a bridge between suppliers and yourselves so we can foster an exceptional customer experience. So to support the development of a truly effective recognition program, OECM factored in the needs and considerations of our customers and supplier partners. Our framework aims to drive savings, performance, collaboration, and innovation, and also fostering strong relationships with our supplier partners. So the evaluation methodology is based on 5 key focus areas, which are supplier's performance, agreement performance, proposal submission, generated savings and value, and lastly, customer satisfaction. The recognition of the supplier's success will be through 3 classifications of platinum, gold, and silver. And throughout the evaluation period, OECM will constantly monitor our supplier partners' performance and improvement opportunities. Our SRM team will communicate these during the regular touchpoint meetings with our supplier partners and assist them with improving their performance. For the suppliers with lower than 70 scores, OECM will also create performance improvement plan in collaboration with those suppliers. Please note, the supplier partners without recognition levels may indicate that they did not participate in the program, and this recognition level is not a reference for the customers to prefer one supplier over another. This SRP aims to drive long-term performance improvements by recognizing and motivating supplier partners to deliver continued savings, value choice, and service to our customers. Okay, so one of the 5 focus areas of the SRP program is customer satisfaction, And throughout the year, you will receive a customer satisfaction survey from your supplier partners and OECM. The survey has a maximum of 5 questions, and the feedback will be sent directly to OECM, and OECM will share Net Promoter Score and your comments with the supplier upon your consent. This customer satisfaction survey is also available on the OECM website. As you can see in the screenshot, the survey link can be found under the Customer tab and the Contract and Supplier Relationship Management Program section. And here's the program timelines. The program's evaluation period is from January to December this year. And throughout the evaluation period, we encourage our customers to provide your feedback in order for us to understand your experience and improve our service to meet your needs. In April 2024, we'll officially announce the 2023 program's results to all of our customers and supplier partners. Okay, with that being said, now I'll turn it over to Shelley-Ann to talk about the OECM governance.
Thank you so much, Jessica. That was a lot of useful information on OECM Supplier Recognition Program. So now we'll talk a little bit about how OECM is actually governed, so our governance structure. So OECM is governed by a board of directors, and they are selected based on their skills. So we have a competency-based board, and these are the individuals that currently make up our board of directors. We also have a customer council committee. So these are representatives from the sector that have agreed to volunteer their time and their efforts to actually meet in with OECM on a quarterly basis, and they really help to drive, decisions at a strategic level as well as an operational level. They provide a lot of very useful feedback to OECM. So we do want to thank our customer council committee members, and they're all listed here. Just wanted to highlight here that we've had Suzanne Olimer and Sandra join from the municipality sector. So in the past, it was predominantly education sector focused, but now we're happy to have these two ladies join our customer council committee. So in addition to our customer council committee, OECM is also supported by a number of advisory committees. So we have our College University Procurement Advisory Committee, as well as our School Board Procurement Advisory Committee. So these two committees, we meet on a quarterly basis, and they really are representatives from each of these sectors, many of them procurement directors, procurement managers for the various institutions that they are a part of. We also have a Facilities Advisory Committee, an IT Advisory Committee, and also recently formed a Municipal Sector Advisory Committee. So all these committees work together to really help OECM to make decisions about products and services that we're offering, how we can make things easier for you as our customers, and they're all focused on really driving value and making sure that OECM is providing those products that you want to see as a part of our marketplace. So having said that, I'll now turn it over to Jason, who will be walking you through how to get started using our agreements, and he'll also do a demonstration of our website.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Shelley-Ann. So now I'll guide you through how to actually get started on using OECM agreements and work with our awarded suppliers. So the first step is to create your OECM account at oecm.ca. So once you register, we do have an added step of OECM having to approve your account, as our website is open to eligible customers only due to the confidential nature of the documents that are available. And once you are approved, you have full access to our website and can view and download all agreement-related documents. In the next slide, I'll provide an overview of what documents are available for your review. And we do also have time allocated for a website walkthrough later. So we'll provide a live demo on how to register, get access to documents, etc. To expand a bit on the available documents, we have the RFX documents, which were issued by OECM. And since these are public documents that can be downloaded without logging in, since these are public documents, these can be downloaded without logging into our website. We also have a file called the Sourcing Process Summary, which provides additional details as to what stages there were on the RFX and general information of the sourcing process OECM took to award our suppliers under a specific project. Next, we have the master agreements. The master agreements are documents that set out the general terms and conditions of the contracts and are signed by OECM and the suppliers. The price lists are documents that show either the maximum rates and or minimum percentage discounts off from the list price that OECM negotiated with each of the suppliers. So please note that pricing is negotiable depending upon spend, quantity, scope, etc. And if you really want to negotiate, please do have a conversation with our suppliers to possibly get more favorable rates. Then we have the second stage guide and templates available for your review as well. You don't need to use our template, so if you have your own internal template that you use, please feel free to use that as well. And I'll expand a bit on the second stage in the next slide. And last but not least, we have the Customer Supplier Agreement templates, and in short, we call it CSAs. And these are available for your review and download on the website as well. And these CSAs are what you as a customers and the suppliers need to sign in order to start leveraging OECM's agreements. Getting into more details on the steps you take on using OECM's agreements, once you log into your account, you would go to the agreement page and review the details of the master agreements with each supplier and their pricing. And please note again that there are sets of documents for each of the suppliers. And as you review, if you've got any questions, so that's usually around the scope of the agreement, please do feel free to contact our supplier customer support team, or you can contact the suppliers directly to gather more information. The supplier's contact information is available on our website on the agreement landing pages right next to the documents themselves. Now, the next step would be to actually select a supplier to work with, and excluding agreements which have been awarded based on a request for supplier qualifications or RFSQ, which you always need to conduct a request for services or a second stage. OECM's agreements were put in place through an open and competitive process, so you're not required to conduct second stages. This means that you can select a supplier to work with based on your review of the pricing, experience, and so on and so forth. However, depending on your internal procurement policies and requirements, thresholds, you may be required to conduct a second stage process. So please do follow your internal policies when leveraging OECM agreements. And should you need any support in conducting a second stage, as a value add, OECM would be happy to facilitate the process on your behalf as well. And let's say you know who to work with now, and you're ready to start purchasing from them. You would then sign a CSA. So the CSA is an agreement between yourselves as a customer and the supplier you've chosen. And although it's governed by OECM's master agreement, you do have the flexibility to insert your own unique requirements within the CSA. So if you'd like to customize anything from this RFX and tailor it to your needs, you just need to discuss that with the supplier. And if it's mutually agreed upon, then you'd insert it into your CSA that gets signed off by both parties. So let's now move on to a live demo of our website. First of all, our website is oecm.ca, and once you enter, this is what you'll see. And if you do not yet have an account, you can register by clicking on the top right corner here. So once you click register today, you will just need to provide us with the information required on this page. And when you do register by clicking on create new user account, we will need to prove your account, and this is done within 1 business day, but usually much quicker. So after you register, you would just log in using your credentials. Here, I have mine ready. So our main page shows information such as featured agreements, which are OECM's new agreements that were launched recently. Scrolling further down, you would see the section on latest news, as well as our Twitter feed. So below here, we do have a spot specifically for strategic partnerships that OECM has set up. And as Shalia mentioned earlier, we did recently revamp our partnership with SSW to offer our customers the ability to leverage their agreements. Now, for you as our customers, the place you will most often visit is the Marketplace tab located at the top left. In the Marketplace tab, you are able to see all of OECM's active agreements. And before we dive in deeper, I do want to show you a useful tool, what's called our Marketplace Guide. So our Marketplace Guide is a downloadable interactive PDF document. You can download it by clicking on here. And this really highlights all of OECM's active agreements in one document. If you scroll through the pages here, you will see the listing of all our available agreements. And for example, let's just say you're interested in procuring some office supplies. So what you'll do is click on office supplies and find copy paper. And if you do so, you'll be redirected to the agreement page here. So what we show on the Marketplace Guide is the title of the agreement, a brief overview of the agreement, the expiry date, if there's any extension options remaining, and the supplier partners that are available for you to work with. So you can click the agreement name here and it will redirect you to the agreement landing page on our website, but I won't click it here because I do want to show other features that are available on our Marketplace. Go back to Marketplace. We do have around 80 agreements, so it may be difficult for you to find the agreement that you're looking for, and that's why we have the search function as well as the filtering options. You're able to filter our agreements by categories, by OEMs, or suppliers. Now let's stick with the office supplies and fine copy paper agreement. Since Jessica manages that agreement, we would type in office supplies. Great, we see office supplies and fine copy paper here. So here's the agreement landing page. And at the top, we see the expiry date as well as the extension options remaining. This is for OECM to execute the extension options. So below that, there is a brief description or overview of the agreement. And since this was awarded based on categories, we see that information here. And scrolling further down, we see related documents. Here you can download the request for tenders that we went out to market for, as well as the sourcing process summary, second stage guide, and finally the second stage template. And below this section is a section specifically for the awarded supplier partners. And just for your information, the supplier information that pops up automatically, in this case, Ask Office Solutions, is the first supplier on our list here. So if you do want to see information on other suppliers, please click on their names. And what you see here is the information specific to Grandin Toy. So it kind of differs between agreement to agreement, but because this agreement was based on the categories, we see for each supplier which categories they were awarded with. And you also see the supplier address and the key contact. So should you want to engage and start communications on a CSA process, or you would like information on pricing, you can contact the contact listed here. And on the right, you would see information such as the price list, master agreement, customer supplier agreement template. And if you click on the plus here, you would see the amendments that OECM and the supplier has executed. And below that, we have other documents which can include any promotions they may have and any marketing tools for Grandin Toy. Let's move further down. If you're interested in viewing any related events, for example, if you want to see the information session that we conducted for the office supplies and fine copy paper agreement, you could do so by simply clicking on View Event. You do need to log in to have access to the recording and presentation, but it's here for you to view and download. Now, let's move ahead to the upcoming agreements tab. Awesome. So here you see the project name, the anticipated award date, a brief description, the sourcing lead that's managing the project, the type of the project. So in this case, it's a retender, but it may be net new. And if it's a retender, we would link it to the current agreement landing page. On the top, you would see which stage in our sourcing process that we are currently on. Since the educational furniture and related services is in the evaluation stage, it means that it's nearing the project launch date. And if we scroll further down, you see what projects that OECM has in our pipelines. And as Shelley-Ann mentioned earlier, if you do see projects that have this Become a Project Advisor tab here, please do click that and provide your expertise and scope and deliverables that will help with our project. Let's go to the Events tab. As you see here, we have information on our session today, Introduction to OECM and Website Walkthrough, and we list here any online or offline events that OECM is a part of. So please be tuned if you want to meet us anywhere here. And next is a section specifically for our customers. You're able to see information that Shelley-Ann talked about. So we list out who our customers are, why you should work with OECM, how you can get started working with OECM. And as Jessica spoke about the supplier recognition program, I do want to highlight that you're able to provide your valuable feedback by clicking on Contract and Supplier Relationship Management Program and clicking on Click to Complete Survey. This wraps up the live demo of our website. So at this point, I'd like to go back to our deck and pass it on to Shelley-Ann.
Thank you so much, Jason, for that detailed walkthrough of how to get started on OECM's website and actually the live demonstration of our website. Pretty good stuff. So in wrapping up, we'd like to encourage you to stay connected with us by reaching out with any inquiries that you may have to our dedicated customer support team via phone at 1-844-632-6900. Or you can also contact us via email at customersupport@oecm.ca. Please also follow us on social media. We have a Twitter and LinkedIn account, and you can also stay connected with a number of newsletters that we issue on a quarterly basis. So if you want to get our communications that we send out on a weekly basis, please ensure that you're subscribing so that you don't miss out on anything OECM related. All right, good stuff. I think we did really good timing today, Jason. 40 minutes on the mark. So now we're gonna pause right here. We're gonna give our participants an opportunity to type in any questions that you may have into our questions box. So I'll give you a minute or so to just go ahead and put in your questions, and we'll definitely be happy to answer those. So we have a few questions already. This is a very eager group. Awesome. So the first question that we have, will these slides and a copy of the recording be available after the webinar? Absolutely. So the slides and a recording, a copy of the recording, will be available on our website. Hopefully by the end of the week, we'll be sending an email to all the attendees today, as well as those persons that were not able to attend. We will send you a copy of the deck and also a copy of the recording directly with a link to where it's available on our website. We have another question here. I love the reports OECM provides quarterly of what agreements my organization is taking part in and which ones we aren't. Is there any way for me to run that report on my own? I'd like to share this report with our team on a monthly basis. So right now, OECM currently shares these reports, especially with our education sector customers, and also any customers that may request the information as well. So right now, we're actually looking to make a few enhancements on our website to make it more interactive. But right now, the only way for you to receive those reports is to email the customer support team. but we are working internally to be able to provide you with this sort of information directly on our website. So please stay tuned for that. We're not there yet, but it's definitely on our agenda of things to do, and we're definitely treating that with a priority. Another question, is this marketplace PDF document static? So I'm assuming that this person is referring to our marketplace guide. So our marketplace guide is updated on a weekly basis, because as new agreements get added or as we exercise various extension options on different agreements, it is available on, it is updated on a weekly basis. And the document, so there are two versions you can view. As Jason showed you, you can view the document live on our website, which is very interactive. Or if you want to click download, then you can download that and send it across your organization, to your different end user departments to take a look at what's available. Next question. Is OECM planning to exercise the extension option for printing related services? So that one is very specific to a particular agreement, and we'll have to take that back and look at it. But usually when we will be exercising an extension option, we do send out a notification through our weekly supplier agreement update newsletters. So please ensure that you are subscribed to that and that you are getting our newsletters. But usually that information is communicated in advance, and we would definitely let our customers know. But we can definitely take that one back and look at it if we have information at this point, and we'll follow up with you directly. The other question is, will suppliers ask customers to sign a master agreement on top of the CSA? So as Jason alluded to, the master agreement is signed between OECM and the supplier directly. The document that would bind the customer and the supplier would be the Customer Supplier Agreement, or CSA. But we also want to point out that there are times when the customer will also be required to sign, for example, an end user licensing agreement. So based on the particular agreement, the supplier may have an additional document for you to sign. And in that way, we would make an indication on the CSA that there is this additional document that you would have to sign in order to start leveraging these products or related services. So in the main, it is the CSA that you sign, but there are instances when you would need to sign an additional document in addition to the CSA, but it's not the master agreements, okay? That is signed between OECM and the supplier only. Okay, next question. I am new to my organization and unfortunately not certain if we have an account with OECM. Is it best to reach out to customer support to confirm? So definitely you are able to reach out to customer support to confirm if you already have an account with us. And we can, give you instructions about how to register. So we just want to point out here that each person that registered, it has to be an individual. So we don't accept, for example, procurement at oecm.ca. Each individual within your procurement team or your end user team would have to create their own unique account with your own email address and password, etc. And of course, this is because we have very sensitive information that is available on our website, and we do want to ensure that the individuals that are registering are who they say they are, okay? Are there any instances where a second stage is required from an OECM perspective? So I do believe that Jason alluded to this earlier, and so agreements that have been awarded utilizing an RFSQ. So that is a request for supplier qualification. So for those RFX documents, which is the RFSQ, when OECM actually went to market, we only focused on the supplier's technical competence. So there is no pricing sheet that is available for those agreements. And this is really unique to a few of our facilities awarded agreements, that because there is no pricing available, you are obligated to doing a second stage in order to get in pricing. So in that way, for RFSQs that were issued by OECM, if you want to leverage the resulting agreements, you would have to initiate a secondary process because there is no pricing available for that. The other question is, do you utilize Bonfire to conduct the evaluation process? So right now, OECM actually utilizes the Ontario Tenders portal to actually post the majority of our RFPs. And it is on that platform, which I do believe OTP is managed by the Ontario government. This is the platform that we currently use, and it is also the platform that we also use, have our evaluations conducted as well. So we're not using Bonfire, we're using Ontario Tenders portal. However, every single RFP or RFT or RFSQ that we post on OTP, we also post a procurement notice on Merx and Bidingo to let suppliers know that we have posted this RFX document and they can go to OTP to get more information. Next question, are agreements subject to price increases during the set agreement period? If so, what %? So that's a very specific question. And so prices are usually held for a year, sometimes 6 months on our agreement. It's really specific to each agreement. And so OECM, as Jessica spoke to earlier, the supplier relationship team manages the refreshes on each of our agreements. And so the percentage and how much the increases, you know, our team works assiduously behind the scenes with our suppliers to ensure minimal impact to customers. But we'd have to look at it on an agreement by agreement basis. It's pretty hard for us to say what is the percentage increase, etc., for all agreements, because we do have almost 80 agreements that are available through our marketplace. Lots of questions and lots of good questions too. Okay, the last one that I'm seeing here is, if I am interested in a more in-depth training session, should I contact customer support? And absolutely you should. Customer support at oecm.ca. We would be happy to set up a session with you, your procurement teams, your IT teams, facilities. We're here to serve you. So should you need a more in-depth session, please feel free to reach out to us and we'll be sure to set up a session with you. Thank you so much, everyone, for attending our webinar today titled Introduction to OECM and Website Walkthrough. We hope you found this session very useful. Should you need any other additional information or you'd like us to set up a session with you and your team directly, please feel free to reach out to customer support at oecm.ca. Have a wonderful rest of the day, everyone. Bye.